are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Did you find it here to the office okay?
I did, thank you.
Wonderful, awesome. Well, hi, my name is Lauren Tao. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and the services that we offer here.
Sure.
I am a junior social work student at MSU Denver. I'm also a student counselor here. Just here to support students like yourself to kind of get stuff off your chest. You guys, as students, we just deal with so much, from school to juggling our personal lives to like our internship opportunities. So that's my role here.
Awesome.
In addition to my role here, the center also has other mental health resources and services that they offer in addition to my service. With that being said, I just wanted to let you know that it is a safe place here.
Awesome.
So anything that we talk about will be confidential and will be between you and us, between you and I. With that being said, I am a mandated reporter. So within confidentiality, if there's anything that you were to say that were to make me think that you were going to do harm to yourself or others, including children or the elderly, it would be something that we would have to talk about. Beyond that, if there was still room for concern with your knowledge, it would be something that I would have to report. Did you have any questions around that?
No, it sounds like you would include me in that, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, at the end of our session today, too, I will be just sending you an email highlighting all of the things that will be confidential and just highlight some possible vocabulary that might be cause for concern, or it'll all be issued in an email to you. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me and nothing's off the table.
Sounds great.
Great. Awesome. Now, before we talk about why you're here today, do you feel comfortable telling me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I just turned 24 years old. I'm from Denver primarily. I've lived all around Colorado. I am a psychology student at MSU Denver. I currently work in the crisis system, and I have a 9-year-old brother and a 12-year-old sibling. I'm pretty close with my family. I see them at least once a week, and yeah, that's pretty much me. I've got I guess I'm also I'm in a relationship. I've been in my relationship for 3 years, and my partner recently moved to Europe, so he is no longer in the States, and we are doing a long distance relationship, which is the first time I've ever done anything like this.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
How have you been dealing with that? How's that been making you feel?
It's been really hard. We've been together for 3 years, so it definitely, and he's been gone for a month now, so it's definitely been a lot of adjusting to being alone again, and I'm trying really hard to focus on my interests and myself and my goals, to keep myself busy, to not think about it as much, because it's a lot of uncertainty, so it's really hard.
And it sounds like you also work in the mental health advocacy or crisis area. How's that? That sounds really rewarding.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. So I work on a emotional support hotline where I am not a mandated reporter, so I get the freedom of kind of just speaking to people openly, and it's very, the teachings that we do, or like the ways that we practice, it's very mutual, so it's not just one or the other benefiting from the service. It's honestly both of us. There's a lot of self-disclosure, and I think ultimately the connection that happens there is what feels rewarding, is like, oh, like you see me and I see you, and I really enjoy that.
Well, it's great that you're applying those skills for psychology like early on in your educational career. So that sounds really great and a very beneficial thing for you.
No, absolutely. I think definitely in line with my schooling, it's been very helpful, but also it's taught me a lot about communication in general, which has been nice, especially with this long-term relationship, long distance relationship. Communication is hard, so it has helped me a little bit to navigate it.
Yeah, you aren't wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it's really great. Thank you for sharing all that with me. It's really nice to get to know that about you. So what brings you in today?
So like I said, with this long distance relationship, I'm really wanting to connect with myself in ways and get back into taking care of myself, because I don't know, I tend to not really do that when I'm close with my partner. I spend a lot of time with them and not so much time with myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on creating those coping skills and doing things just for me, also dealing with all the feelings, and especially, so my work is sometimes pretty heavy subject content, so it can be challenging to deal with, especially without that support of my partner. So.
Yeah. In what other ways are you also being impacted by possibly your partner leaving?
Just mostly feeling alone and dealing with that, and like I said, there's a lot of uncertainty about our future together. Like, we both really want to end up together eventually, so we're kind of talking about goals and dreams and ways that we can do what we want to do, but do it together. And it's uncomfortable. I don't like not knowing what the future's going to be like.
Yes, welcome to the club.
Yeah. And especially with this, it's like, I don't know, I have some really bad days where it's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and it's never gonna work out, and it can be really hard.
Well, you are seeing that is, well, we all deal with it. It's something that we all go through. It can be difficult and personal for each of us. Is there anything in your past relationships, is this the first time you've dealt with this, or is there anything like from past relationships that can help you with your current situation and this transition?
I think that's a really good question. I don't know. I've always been someone who feels more comfortable in a relationship, so I think this is pushing me to grow out of that a little bit. I've always been kind of aware that I really just like having my person that I have, and then the rest can follow, but that's my priority. And I'm shifting away from that and prioritizing myself and my other lines of support, and it's uncomfortable. It's hard.
But also incredible journey for you. That's really tough work. So if you would allow it, I think you should give yourself a little praise, because the work that you're doing isn't easy, and you're doing a great job navigating this new space for you.
I really appreciate that validation, because again, it hasn't been easy. It's what I want to come to these sessions to talk about, just because it feels like a long journey ahead of me.
Absolutely. I also wanted to just point out that it looks like that you are navigating and pushing yourself to find different ways to find your little happiness, to bring that happiness back. That's incredibly powerful of you. Like, that's a really great strength that you're demonstrating. Like, that's incredible.
Thank you. I feel very validated by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that a lot.
Well, with that being said, our time has come to an end.
Okay.
And we did talk about a lot today, but I do want to highlight just the main things that we talked about. You mentioned that you have a family that you're close to, including a 9 and 12-year-old sibling, in addition to a new area for your relationship to grow into, in addition to your professional life and academia as well. So you're juggling a lot. You're doing really good, and I'm really glad that you came out to reach out for our services. Would you be interested in making an appointment for next week?
I would.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go ahead and do that. In just one more thing, I am going to be sending out an email, everything that a summary of everything we talked about today, in addition to that confidentiality and mandated reporting sheet will be in there as well. And if you don't have any further questions, I look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope you have a wonderful week.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you then.
All right, bye.
Bye.
See you.
That felt so good.